awesome rock acts. And Kenny Chesney actually signed to Capricorn Records as its only country artist.
That was
you know,
Tin Man, right?
Y'all are like the most information-filled people.
You put Tin Man out originally on that record.
See?
Yeah, exactly. Tin Man, I did the first interview with Kenny about that record. And
well, he wins because
Sonia Donna put out a song. I fell in love with it when I moved to town, and then it just disappeared, and I didn't think anybody would ever find that song again. It was on Radio Lightning here, a local alternative rock station, for a while, and then it disappeared for a decade or so until this man. I don't know how you found it, I don't know why you found it, I'm just really glad you found it, and I'm glad you sang every single vocal part on this song. It was so cool. Lover, lover.
But I'll tell you, and the original title is You Don't Treat Me No Good. I grew up in southwest Kansas, right on the Oklahoma line, and where we grew up, you know, I guess if you're from a part and you know your radio station's syndicated, then you understand what I'm saying. But in our hometown, you hear the DJs and you just think that they're there. But in this case, they remembered. I didn't know that. And they had some freedom to play, and they played the song You Don't Treat Me No Good all summer long. And you hear that horrible cliche of dropping the kids off at the pool. I'm not talking about that. My parents really did drop us off at the pool all summer long when they were little. And they played this all summer long, and we just figured it was a giant hit all over the world. And I know in Australia it was a big #1. And so when we moved to Nashville, over the years I'd sing that song. People, you know that song. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm helping my sister lives in Nashville, and she was moving. So she, you know, asked, as a brother would, she asked me to help her move. I was helping her move, and she had that on her iPod, and her iPod dock.
But you drive like a small car.
I drive a small car.
Well, it's a Dodge
Challenger. And 78, you did my Jeep. Yeah, there you go.
Jeep. Put a bed in your car.
Dude, I had a Dodge truck when I moved to town.
Oh,
Really cool. Yeah, but my sister had moved in it.
I was just saying that.
Is this somewhere?
But my sister had a side pocket, and I just had finished. I didn't have a record deal. Judge Jerrod and the hung jury was done, and I heard that song, and I thought, oh no, I'll never get this out of my head. So I went to the studio, and my buddy, I played it for him. I said, we should do a version of this. This song is so infectious, and I love it. And he had never heard it either. We recorded it, and then I thought about calling on my buddies to see if they would be nice enough to sing on it. But since I didn't have a record deal, I knew they'd be glad to, but there's a lot of paperwork that goes behind that. And so I ended up having to sing every single part by myself. And I know most of you know the story, but for those that don't, I couldn't hit the low notes, so I went to our local watering hole tin roof, and I was trying to think how I was going to hit these notes or find somebody that could, and realized that Jack Daniels had been a big part of some low notes early in the morning. And I thought, I wonder if I actually used Jack Daniels to my advantage for once. And I said, bartender, Jack Daniels, please, bring me a double. He set it down, and I said, bartender, if that's a double, bring me a double-double. And he did a couple times. I slept in the studio and woke up. We hit record, and I luckily could finally hit those low notes. So if you know it, and if you're hungover today, you can sing the low notes. If you just got to town, sing the high notes. Thank God for sisters, right? Well, true, well, it hurts to say, I'm gonna pack in my bags and I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna split, I can't stand it. I'm gonna give it up and quit, ain't never coming back. But before I get to go, and I got to say, I know you used to love me, but that was yesterday. And the truth, I won't fight it. When the love starts burning, you got to do what's right. Are you ready? Lover, lover,
You don't treat me no good no more.
settle down, calm down. Lover, lover, lover,
You don't treat me no good no more.
more amazing, everybody singing a perfect pitch, or Lee singing lower than
That wasn't me.
perfect.
That was Stormy.
Stormy is great, but now that I think about it, I've never seen him in the same place at the same time. Okay, let's hear that story.
Do that again.
Everybody. Lover, lover, you don't treat me no good no more. Stormy's like a bucket. And we're the white light. Whatever the hell
I
is
just
this
love that.
that.
I actually put that in a song recently.
White Lightning?
No.
Oh, you
Just
did?
in case it happened, just to know.
Oh, no, you put it in another one too.
No, it's actually the remix of Girls in Bikinis. I got Bubba Sparks, so like he's doing a little rap.
Don't you have a little intro to one of the ones of the late night phone call song?
That's a real phone.
Sorry.
Oh, I forgot you're over here.
Can I be selfish and make a tiny request for a second?
Yes, to Jimmy.
No, to you. Okay, you just called it out. I said, as soon as I heard something, we're gonna.
You were not gonna answer.
No, I wasn't, but she did. It's hard to
The cheese and clap. I have a tendency, pay more attention to the things I need. Sometimes I drink too much, sometimes I test your trust, sometimes I don't understand me. I'm hard in love, oh, I don't make it easy. I couldn't do it if I stood where you stood. I'm hard in love, say that you need me. I don't deserve it, but I love that you love me good.
It's awesome. Question to both of you. You're surrounded by fans all week long. You're surrounded by fans when you're on tour, meet and greets, you get one-on-one time. I don't know two other artists that love their fans more than these two guys.
We really do love you so much. Thank you for giving a damn. Because you know, you start out as a kid just fantasizing about things and wow, wouldn't it be fun to play this and play that, and what you don't realize as a kid is really what it's all about. Because you love music. Music has spoke to us. In fact, Lee has a perfect tattoo to describe it. But the truth is, and that's not a joke, the truth is, when words fail, music does speak. Because when all of us don't have something to say to someone we love, we play them a song. Even if we have something to say, we always hear a song and want to share it. And so the fact that all of you here are kind enough to share our music with everybody, especially, I mean, hold it near and dear to your heart. We seriously cannot thank you enough for showing us the love. So thank you.
We get on stage and, like, you know, bands rocking and we're like, thank y'all so much for coming with us. And like, it sounds like cliche, but like, we mean it so much every night because we actually are getting to kind of do what
Dreamed about
kids, you know, you dream, all those words are so cliche, but they're not.
We played a lot of empty ass rooms. And if you wonder why there's so many drinking songs, it's because if you drink enough, it's like twice as many people. And if you here during the day, Lee can have their, I quit drinking starting now. It started chugging.
All right, let's go a little deep here. Since we're talking about the love affair between you guys and the fans and vice versa. We're going deep. And this is going to be fun because Lee is really emotionally vulnerable right now. It's his birthday and I see it teetering on the edge, so I'm going to get So we all hit rough spots in our life. We always hit the brick wall, or maybe the stress or the grind or whatever is going to get to us. I'm not just talking about these guys. You guys in your day-to-day lives hit those walls every day. When was a time where a fan said just the perfect thing to you to get you out of that hole? Because they've done it.
Like that happens like every day. It just happened to me earlier.
Did it?
Somebody was like, this lady was like, your songwriting, and, you know, I love your songwriting. I'm like, oh, thank you. And she's like, well, I just love that you're honest, you know, and that you, she's like, I can hear it in your lyrics and stuff and your melodies. And that's literally all we go for. I mean, because we could kind of just, it's like a carpenter, right? You know, carpenter starts building a house and maybe he works for his dad. I'm talking about my friends, like growing up, and they're kids and they, you know, barely swing a hammer, and then you learn, and next thing you know, you're 30, 40, 50, and now you're a master carpenter, right? And so we've been writing songs for 20 years, and so we could just throw together a song at any time we wanted to do it. And it could be, you know, a hit, you know, it could sound good, and it could be a good song. And we can do that because we've been doing it a long time, and that's what we do. We're lucky we can just do that, you know. But you can't
Feel this.
You can't just make that happen every moment, so you gotta dig for it. And so she was talking about that, it just you know, makes you, you know, proud that you dug a little deeper and made sure something mattered, you know, to you and to everybody else.
And so those few kind words touch you, and that's actually fuel and motivation for you to go into the next songwriting session, the next stage you take. You take those words and those propel you. So you think the small talk you guys do at meet and greets, it doesn't matter? That's their battery. That's their rocket fuel. It is. So it keeps charging. How about you, Jerrod?
Well, you know, usually it's 99.9% of the time when I see a familiar face, there's so many in here that we're both so lucky to see you around. And it makes you feel good. It's so good to see your buddies on the road. And the fact that you wait in line to put up with our crap. But I have to tell you, there was a time that, because usually that is your fuel to go on stage, and sometimes it backfires, but in the most perfect way. I met a lady one night, and she came up and she said, "Are you going to sing What Do You Want tonight?" And I said, well, yeah. She's like, and I said, "You don't like it?" And she's like, "No." And that's what I thought was, well, I'm glad you stand in line. Don't tell me that. But then what I realized is I saw something deeper in her eye, that maybe she was going through something similar, you know, to when I wrote the song. And what I realized real quick was that she was actually in an abusive relationship, and she was taking that song and looking at it from her perspective. And that's what songs do. It's like, you know, I mean, and I'm definitely, let me say this, not comparing any of our songs to, you know, the Bible. But as you know, if you're raised, you read these Bible verses, and you have your own interpretation. And in a much dummied down, smaller way, we try to say words from our heart, and sometimes they're interpreted to someone else's life. And to hear that she was in an abusive relationship and found, you know, this feeling in her, in one of my songs to help her get through, I gotta be honest, all I wanted to do was kick his ass. To be honest. I just said, is he here tonight? And she's like, no, he would never come to a concert, kind of thing. And so for me, it's one of those deals where it's weird, because, you know, you get fueled from these very nice comments, and then you realize sometimes that we've all been hit in the heart certain ways in our lives at different points in our lives, and songs hit you a certain way, and you never know what song's going to do that, and so for us to be a part of any of that, to help anybody get through anything, because music's helped us through a lot over the years, and there's not a better compliment. However, I would trade that misery for that song any day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do.